Welcome back to Cloud Hill. Today we are talking the DJI RS2 tricks and tips. Now the tricks and tips we're going to be teaching you today will help you as a cameraman operate your Ronin in a much more faster and efficient way. Don't go anywhere. So today we'll be talking through tricks and tips on the RS2. Now what we're going to be showing you will help you not only operate faster and more efficiently, but also understand a little bit more how your Ronin works and some of the things it can do, therefore taking your productions to the next level. So the kit we're going to be using today, like we said, is the Ronin or the DJI RS2, Canon EOS R, and we've got a Samyang 14mm on the end there. We'll provide links in the description to all these bits of kit if you want to check them out yourself, but this is what we're going through today. Firstly, we're going to talk about the power button. So not only does it turn the gimbal on and off, but by pressing it quickly once, it will lock the touchscreen on the back of the gimbal. Countless times I have knocked this screen, switched through modes by accident, wondering why the gimbal's not doing what I want it to, because I've caught the touchscreen. So just one quick tap, locks the screen. Quick tap again, unlocks the screen. Sticking with the power button, next up, the double tap. By double tapping the power button, this will put your gimbal into sleep mode. It means if you need to take the camera off, change lens, rebalance, you can do all this without actually having to turn the Ronin off and back on again. Especially if you've got extra items fitted like the Raven Eye and things like that, it means you don't have to reconnect it all. It just literally turns all the motors back off and then double tap, switch them back on again. Or you can tap the wake icon on the touchscreen. So now let's talk about the modes. First up, pan follow. Now this uses the pan motor, but not the tilt and not the roll motor. You can see that the camera on its roll motor stays level, and on its tilt motor, the camera stays level as well. But if we're to twist it, it does use the pan motor to make the camera turn. Next, pan tilt follow. By moving to this mode, it now engages the tilt motor as well. So if we were to point, as we start pointing down, the camera starts pointing down. And as we start pointing up, the camera starts pointing up, and it still engages the pan motor as well, but not the roll motor. Third, FPV. Now this enables all three motors. So as it turns, you can see the camera tilts one way, tilts the other, tilt it up, tilts down. So the roll is engaged, pan is engaged, all three motors are engaged at that point. Next, custom. Now you can actually go into this setting itself and then pick which motors you want on. You might want on the tilt and the roll, but not the pan, and so on. So this way you can select the motors to best suit what you're about to film. So the next mode, 3D roll 360. Pretty much as the name suggests, this is the camera spinning around in a 360-degree motion. So controlling the spin can be done by either the use of the joystick manually, or if you double tap the joystick in the direction you would like it to spin, the Ronin will spin of its own accord. Now it will continue to spin until told otherwise. Now to stop it spinning, if you double depress the trigger on the front of the Ronin, it will come to a halt at the end of its next full rotation. So with Instagram and TikTok being very favourable at the minute, a lot of things are now moving into filming in portrait mode. A lot of people film on their phones in portrait mode, and obviously this is now moving over to the camera world as well. So by flicking it into portrait mode, you'll see it's very similar to the 360, but it now turns your camera into portrait. So when you're holding it forwards, you're now in portrait, not landscape. Now there is a quick way to get into portrait mode as well. By double tapping the mode button on the back, the camera will switch up into portrait mode. And you can double tap and it will come back out of portrait mode as well. Now, to put the Ronin into sports mode, this can be done real simply by pushing and holding the menu button and double tapping the trigger. Now you can see it's gone into sports mode because the little running man has now appeared on the touchscreen. To take it out of sports mode, just do the reverse. Hold the mode button, double tap. As soon as you release the mode button, it comes out of sports mode. When in sports mode, the Ronin is far more responsive to your movements, enabling you to follow action quickly. Lock mode. Now you can enter lock mode by pressing the trigger on the front of the Ronin. This will stabilize the camera into wherever it's looking at. So you can see it's not panning, rolling, or tilting, and the camera is maintaining its direction. Obviously to come out of lock mode, release the trigger. Now, if ever you want to reset the gimbal back to center again, quick double tap of the trigger brings it back to center. Or you may want to shoot in selfie mode. 3 taps, spins the camera around to face you. Obviously, it doesn't help much if you've got a nice big handle on like what we've got, but you might not be operating yours with a handle and want to do it in selfie mode. Quick 2 taps brings it back round to the front again. Now, let's say you've changed lenses and rebalanced your camera, but you want to auto tune the motors quickly. Now, you could get the app out, go back into the menus and find it there, or press and hold the mode button and the trigger together for a few seconds and the camera will auto tune. Now, you can access all the functionality from the app on the back screen of the Ronin itself. Quick swipe to the right, bring you into the creative menu where you can access time-lapse, tracking, panoramic, time tunnel, dolly zoom, and 3D focus if you've got the equipment for that. Swipe back to the left, bring you back to the main menu. So there we have it, some top tips for the RS2. Like I said, these tips will help you operate faster and more efficiently and help you bring your videos along to the next level just by knowing what the modes are and how to get to them quickly. Obviously, we hope you've found this video useful. If you have, please give us a like, drop us a comment, and be sure to subscribe. And we've got lots more content coming. Like I said before, there's links in the description to any of the kit that we've used. And if you've got any questions, again, drop them in the comments. We do our best to answer them as best we can. And we'll see you in the next video.